their everyday life, sometimes in the work that they do. This year, our two recipients are actually, you know what, I'm gonna let Brian do this because he was the one that nominated them, and so I'm gonna let Brian do this.
Thank you. Thought you'd seen the last of me, huh? Sorry about that. But it is truly my honor to speak to you tonight about these two amazing individuals who I've had the pleasure of serving with and who I now consider very good friends. Both of these individuals stay informed about the latest happenings in Topeka as it relates to K-12 public education. They're active in the state legislative work, been active in state legislative work for many, many years. Developed legislative action alerts to keep members informed and ask them to take action when needed. They've spent countless hours discussing and planning direction of advocacy work for Kansas PTA. They also decided to help streamline the information flow by developing and executing a plan to have legislative information in a format that was understandable, readable, and also in a format that was distinguished, relevant, and always relatable as a PTA document. With the legislative team, they developed Mythbusters, issue briefs, how-to and no counts, documents for Kansas PTA, and helped develop the state legislative website layout, design, and content. Planned the advocacy track workshops at State Convention 2012, while at the same time coordinating and working the advocacy table to disperse information and sell PTA yard signs. Let's see here. They planned and executed Kansas PTA Advocacy Day at the Capitol for several years. Have met with Governor Brownback on education issues several times. Had Mythbuster documents translated into Spanish for Hispanic members, and met with units, councils, and whoever would ask on legislative issues, and also provided training sessions on legislative work. This first person I'm going to speak to specifically has served in the PTA community since her 3 children were very, very small. First active at Cherokee, and then Pawnee Elementary, then Westwood Middle School, and Shawnee Mission West. She served on state board of PTA for several years. Served as legislative co-chair, as well as vice president of advocacy for Kansas PTA. Planned the 2009 state legislative conference. Planned an executive advocacy training for PTA members in Wichita, and attended the National PTA Legislative Conference in D.C. representing Kansas PTA several times, visiting Senators Roberts and Moran and Kansas representatives' offices. During these visits, she presented PTA policies, documents, and viewpoints on PTA issues. Most recently, she stepped away from her PTA advocacy work to successfully run for a seat in the Kansas House. We look forward to seeing Nancy Niles-Lusk continuing to serve the best interests of our kids and K-12 public education in Topeka, and hope she does so for many years to come. Unfortunately, she's not going to be here this evening. She's currently attending a charity event in Topeka. But please give a hand for Nancy Niles-Lusk. This next individual has served Highlands Elementary, Indian Woods Middle School, and Shawnee Mission East High School, PTA, as legislative chair. Also served as legislative chair and co-chair for Kansas PTA. She's been instrumental in consulting with SMAC legislative team and helping make sense of so many complicated, complex topics that more times than not carry a barrage of misinformation being spouted by enemies of public education. She was asked to serve as part of an executive panel assembled by Governor Brownback in the fall of 2011 as he was working on putting together his plan to reform the complex K-12 finance formula, which unfortunately never saw the light of day in the chambers. most recently authored and presented testimony at various House and Senate committees during the 2013 Kansas PTA Advocacy Day. Much like Nancy, she's given so much of her time and energy to serve advocacy efforts for public education. I knew it would be easy to lure her here tonight by asking for her assistance in delivering my advocacy training workshop tonight. While I was right, I thought she might not be able to make it tonight for tonight's presentation because her son was participating in a conference semifinal lacrosse game representing Shawnee Mission East against Rockhurst. But it looks like the game was over in time, and she happens to be here. So I'm honored to have the pleasure to serve. I'm honored to have the pleasure to serve with Dr. Mary Sinclair and look forward to many additional years of collaborating with her. Let's just face it, PTA advocacy legislative work in our state has come so far under the direction of Mary Sinclair and Nancy Niles-Lusk. We simply have the best team in place and accomplished so much due to their dedication and hard work. PTA and children in Kansas are so very lucky to have these two ladies working for their best interests. Mary?
Karen Wagner here in the back.